Morning, dear hearts. We're on lesson 237, and we're in part 2 of the workbook. We're in our second relevant thought, special thought, central thought. What is salvation? And we're coming close to completing this section as well, just letting you know. So please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please watch till the end. If there were videos first, I'm sorry. You have my permission to skip over them whenever they show up, and my guess is they're going to be showing up. So, but today's lesson is now would I be as God created me? And yes, it is a bit of a rhyme, but we cannot help but be reminded of that lesson that I mentioned probably more than any other, that I am as God created me, because that lesson is throughout the workbook, for part 1 of the workbook, 3 different times. And as I have mentioned so many times, I think even yesterday, that there is that theme, if we'll call it that, that is woven through, because we're in our spiritual tapestry. So that theme, that idea is woven into so many other lessons, just about every one if we really look at it, because it is the one thought that will completely change our thinking, will end all of our temptations, all of our desires for illusions and the ego mind, and will bring salvation here now for us. And that's what we would. So, now, would I be as God created me? I'm going to accept it. You've been suggesting it to me so very many times. I think now might be the time. So the lesson begins today. Today is now. I will accept the truth about myself. The truth about myself. I have been in denial for so long and not accepting the truth about myself, even though it has been given to me. I've had many lessons about it, that I am the Holy Son of God Himself, that I am blessed as a child of God, a son of God, that I am as God created me. I am the light of the world. It goes on and on. We have had so many lessons that are pointing the way to us, pointing the way for us to remember this. Remember, this is a course in remembering. We know this, but we've forgotten it, and we've forgotten that we've forgotten. So, this is really, now, I will accept that truth about myself. I will arise in glory and allow the light in me to shine upon the world throughout the day, because I am the light of the world. Let this light within me bless everything. Let this light in me be extended over this tired world. I bring the world the tidings, and I've said the glad tidings, the good news of salvation, which I hear as God my Father speaks to me, and I behold the world that Christ would have me see, aware it ends the bitter dream of death, aware it is my Father's call to me. I'm going to go back to lesson 151, and 151 was all things are echoes of the voice for God. Everything echoes God's voice to me. In paragraph 12, we read, such is your resurrection. Well, let me go back to the sentence before, because sometimes that helps. And you will see the love beyond the hate, the constancy in change, the pure in sin, and only heaven's blessing on the world. And that will happen, that now I will accept I am as God created me. Such is your resurrection, for your life is not a part of anything you see. It stands beyond the body and the world, past every witness, every witness for unholiness within the holy, holy as itself. In everyone and everything, his voice would speak to you of nothing but yourself, your true self, your big self, S self, and your Creator, who is one with him. So will you see the holy face of Christ in everything, and hear in everything no sound except the echo of God's voice. And I behold the world that Christ would have me see, aware that it ends the bitter dream of death, aware it is my Father's call to me, these echoes of God's voice, which are in everything. Everything. So the other outcome for this is that in accepting this will heal my split mind, my mind that I believe has two parts to it. They will come together and have the oneness that is how we started out and how we are meant to remain and be as we find our way home. So my Father's voice calls to me, my mind is healed. I recognize that salvation is my only function here, because once I am home, I have no function. I am with God. My function is to be home with my Father and to accept that as my true self. Now would I be as God created me. Now would I be home. The second part of today's lesson is the prayer, and it says, Christ is my eyes today, and he the ears that listen to the voice for God today. All things are echoes of the voice for God. Father, I come to you through him who is your Son and my true self as well. Amen. And just for a moment, I want to go back to our relevant thought. What is salvation? And in paragraph 5, it says, from here we give salvation to the world, for it is here salvation was received. The song of our rejoicing is the call to all the world that freedom is returned, that time is almost over, and God's Son has but an instant more to wait until his Father is remembered. Dreams are done, eternity has shined away the world, and only heaven now exists at all. All of that happens as I accept today that I would be as God created me, that I am as God created me, and all things are echoes for the voice for God, and salvation is accomplished now for everyone. That's it for today, I think. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please pray. Pray for these moments of hearing God's voice and seeing with Christ's eyes today, and see the beauty everywhere. It's either upstairs or it's thunder. Have a lovely day. Namaste.